What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Selling Portage podcast, episode 2. Colin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. The sun is shining. The humidity's not as bad as it has been,
Mm,
and no, it's been a good morning so far.
I see you have another fashion statement going on.
I do. This is my
Um,
turtle shirt.
well, that's the turtle shirt. Okay,
Yes. Can I give you a little history on the turtle shirt?
sure. What am I going to say? No and deny the audience
That's right.
such a privilege of hearing the story of the turtle shirt?
So last January, my wife and I went to Acamel Bay in Mexico, so south of Cancun, and we had a little hiccup with our flights and ended up having to rebook a certain flight. Anyways, my luggage did not make it onto the plane with us. So I showed up in Mexico and had no luggage. So I had one t-shirt and one pair of shorts, one pair of swim trunks to roll with for the week. And I went on a little shopping spree, but I had to purchase everything at the gift shop because if you've ever been to Acamel Bay, it's at least an hour away from any sort of department store where you can buy clothing. So I have a lot of shirts like these, and I have a lot of white linen pants as well, more than I ever thought I'd own in my life. So
That's a cool story.
yeah.
And then, you got home and proceeded to wash it in hot 75 times. Sorry, we're already in trash talk mode because it's a golf night.
It is a golf night.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
Well, I do appreciate the shirts. I do. And I appreciate that even though they're gift shop shirts, you continue to rock them.
that's right.
Yeah. Let's talk market. I'm looking at my phone here because I got a guy that mathematically can't make his appointment because he is away in a different province. And he's going to let me know if the appointment's canceled. But knowing what I know, the appointment's canceled.
Maybe he
If,
has a private jet.
if you have a 4 hour and 45-minute drive and your appointment is 4 hours from now, it stands to reason that you're not making that appointment. So here we are.
Just one of the many things we deal with on a daily
One of
basis.
the many things we deal with, especially in commercial real estate. This one, yeah, without giving too much details, I mean, this is just meeting in the space and discussing work that needs to be done. But it's going to be an hour appointment, so um, that one obviously is not happening.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Now, the market, you've had a busy week.
I have had a busy week.
Tell us about that.
Well, I ended up getting contacted by some potential buyer clients, and I met with them, and they wanted to work with me as their realtor. And the week started off with finding them a place to live, and they wrote an offer on a house, and all conditions were satisfied. And I was in the middle of closing the sale when I got a call from another agent, another local agent, who wanted to write an offer on one of my listings. And so this was pretty exciting for me because, I'm 4 months into this, just over 4 months into this. I have never actually sold one of my own listings before. So this is kind of an exciting time for me because I got to put up a sold sign. And it was just important to me because although I've already sold homes as a buyer's agent, never sold one as a listing agent. So that was a lot of fun. And when I was in the middle of that, I got a call from another local agent who was writing an offer on a different listing of mine. So it went from a quiet few weeks to a extremely busy week.
That is a lot of fun when you get to take care of your own one there. But we did. I think it was about 7 sales in Portage within the city, and over 25% of those were actually done by real agents,
Awesome.
which is a pretty cool stat. And there was you, Brady, and Andrew that took care of those sales. I didn't clock any in the past week, but got some on the go, pretty important one. And I think I'll actually be marking one sold today, which is kind of cool. You won't see it though, because it's off market.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be pending, but it is not. Nothing's going on at the moment. Got some listings coming up though. Got some exciting ones. All over the place, some in Portage, some out of town. And I want to talk, if people are not aware of the Langruth listing I have, you're going to see a major price drop in that one. And by the time you see this, it will have already happened. We're talking about $200,000 in reduction. Now, this is taking the business out of the equation. That's the difference. So there was a tire shop. The tire equipment will be gone. The buildings to support that business will still be there. Now, it's still a great deal. It's over 20 acres of property with a great house, a couple of really big sheds, like metal sheds, and one insulated shop. And we're looking at under $300,000 to get that gone. And it's going to be a great deal for somebody.
Well, by the time this airs,
maybe it'll be gone.
Even be gone already. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have some buyers that are interested already. But they're wrapping up some other things. Like I've got a couple of big possessions coming up that they need to get clear of. But that's that.
That's exciting. I like that.
Now, let's talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about services that realtors offer aside from the basics of buying and selling homes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wanted to bring this up because I think it's important for everyone to know what we actually do and what kind of services we offer. So I know it varies from agent to agent a little bit and from brokerage to brokerage a little bit, but you know, the two of us, I can speak for the two of us in saying that we'll gladly offer the services of opinion of value for different lenders. And if you are at all interested in selling your home, we will happily come free of charge and do a market analysis on your home, let you know what it's worth in today's market. And that's important because some people don't know what kind of value they're sitting on, and they're not familiar with how the market is currently acting as well. So that's why you always hire a realtor. Never try to list your home by yourself, because there are so many factors that happen behind the scene that no average person knows that's happening, right?
This is true. It protects you a little bit. It gives you clear advice on where you should sell a property, what price you should be asking. You post your own listing on Facebook and you're going to get 50 people saying they're interested. Most of those people will go away once it's actually on the market with a realtor, because all of a sudden stuff is a little more serious.
Right.
There's no more tire kicking, all that stuff. You've hired a professional. Now it's a real on the market type sale. Realtors typically get you more money for your house than you would have got if you would have sold it privately. You don't have to deal with the endless stream of strangers coming to look at your house. There are a lot of options out there, but not only hiring a realtor, but hiring a local realtor.
Yes.
That understands the difference in the market and different neighborhoods. Portage is 13,000 people. For somebody coming out of a larger center, they may think this is a small town where there really is no separation by neighborhood, and how you can just kind of carte blanche the whole thing. They don't do a market analysis per neighborhood. But the fact of the matter is, you might have the same home in two different neighborhoods, and there could be a $50,000 spread between those two homes and their actual value. And
that's exactly it.
When you come in and you think you're getting a great deal, you may end up somewhere where you might really not have chosen if you knew all the facts. So
yeah,
there it is.
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Like if you were to post privately on, let's say, Marketplace, and you get those 50 people calling, um, out of those 50 people, you might have one, maybe two serious buyers, and out of those 50 people, you might have 40 scammers calling you as well, right? And that is our job as realtors to weed those scammers out,
Yeah.
right? We have between our broker and MLS, we have certain systems in place where we can weed those people out, and we have secure ways of booking showings as well, because even so far, I've gotten a few texts saying, I'm so and so from brokerage X. Um, can I have the lockbox code for 123 Fake Street and get access in there so I can show my clients? And I have turned them away, and said, if you would like to book a showing, please do it through the NLS website. Just because anyone can say they're anybody. And as soon as you start giving out lockbox codes, or letting strangers into someone's house, you better make sure you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, this is true. Verify who you're talking to. And there's some usuals that come out here that you can, you know, verify pretty quickly.
Right.
Oftentimes, there's someone you have no idea who they are, and you do some research, make sure their phone number verifies with their website,
Yeah.
and they are who they say they are. But and then it comes time to write an offer. If you're selling your house privately, I don't think people realize that how much like legalese goes into a written offer. And just, it's not something you write on a piece of loose leaf and just say, hey, I'm buying this house for this much money, and away you go. It's not that simple.
Right. And even for us, I mean, we are the ones trained to do this, but we still have layers beyond us that double check the work that we've done, because every I needs to be dotted, every T needs to be crossed, because there are very real legal ramifications when you don't follow the process correctly.
Yeah. Well, let's chat about the some city stuff.
Okay.
We
What's
got
going on in the city today?
well, it's not so much today. It's August the 10th. It's we have an event coming up at Simplot Central Park. It is the grand opening of the Rotary Skate Park. So on the 10th, there'll be a ribbon cutting at 1:30. There'll be a skateboard demo by Scam Skate at 2. Course contests and giveaways, free ice cream and freezies, and the Portage Prairie Parks Committee will be there to greet everyone and make sure everyone has a great day there. And that's
Awesome.
happening coming up. That's a big moment because that park as a whole has been in the works for a very, very long time. And there's a lot of history attached to that piece of land. It was actually donated to the city decades ago by a family, and it was there specifically for recreation or a park. And it is the old site of the Kinsman Hall, and there used to be a hockey rink in behind it that was removed. There's now an accessible playground, a interactive fountain, and a skate park. And there's more going into it yet. We're not finished yet.
Perfect. I actually took my daughter last night, and we got some ice cream and took a drive past the skate park, because I drove past it a couple times, but I've never had the time to hop out and actually check it out. And so we hopped out. It's impressive. It's very, very impressive. As a guy who used to think I could skateboard, um, I wish the younger me would have had that same opportunity to learn on something as impressive as that park is. So I'm looking forward to that grand opening.
Awesome. What else is happening? I want to ask you about something, or are you going to just bring it up? But go ahead, because this is a sensitive subject for Portagers over the years.
What are we talking about here?
A crime severity index.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I know we talked beforehand, but I didn't take notes today. But
Yeah.
yes, the crime severity index. So everyone's familiar with a certain media outlet that takes the crime severity index and spins it into a story on an annual basis about the top 10 most dangerous cities in Canada. Now, this information also stems from the Crime Severity Index, which is data that is collected by Statistics Canada, and they use this data to rank cities and based on their how safe the city is, right? And we as a city met with 10 other municipalities across Western Canada back in February and met with them to come up with a plan to lobby the federal government and Stats Canada to have the reporting of this data changed. Now, our initial efforts, I would say, were less than favorable, but we met again in Calgary back in June when you and I were there for the FCN conference, and met again and came up with kind of a hard, fast plan as to how to get our voices heard. Now, we had already thrown this year out the window as far as any changes being made. However, when you show that you can collaborate with other communities for the greater good, your voice gets heard, especially in this case. And Stats Canada has changed the way they release the data. It's not ranking our city versus the next city. They've taken the population numbers out of it because when you put a cap on the population or a minimum number on the population of what you're reporting, the numbers get very skewed very easily. So they've released the data as just that. It is raw data. You can go in there and you can find out what your city is doing, if the crime has gone up, if the crime has gone down, but it no longer ranks number one, number two, number three, and so on, in order for the media to grab onto and make a story about the most dangerous cities in Canada. So we were very happy that our voice was heard loud and clear.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we won't have to endure the article from that particular news outlet this year. Yeah. What else you got on that? Anything?
Nothing more on that. I'm just, I was very happy to work with all the communities. In Manitoba, it was us and Thompson, and Thompson feels it even harder than we do here in our city with regards to the crime severity index, because they are year over year either number one or number two. They share those two spots with North Battleford, Saskatchewan, which again, I met the council from North Battleford, and they are just a group that is so passionate about their municipality, and they just see firsthand how damaging that this CSI is when it comes to trying to grow your population or have economic development within your community. So it's just been great working with everyone.
Fantastic. What else we got today, Colin?
What else? Well, I was just looking on the Fort Laurier Museum's website, and they have something coming up this weekend, August the 10th, and it is a murder mystery. So at Fort Laurier Museum on August the 10th, there's a couple different show times, but it starts on August the 10th, and it is an interactive murder mystery called Thomas Spence and the Republic of Manitoba. So the whole play and murder mystery was written and directed by the museum summer staff. So you can go there, you get toured around the buildings, and you get to come up with your own conclusion as to who done it.
Well, that's interesting. You can go to the opening of the skate park and go cap off the day there. But the Thomas Spence thing, do you remember the old vignettes that used to play?
Yep.
formed the Republic of Manitoba. Go watch them. You can find them on YouTube still. What else we got?
What else we got? Let's see. Well, we got golf tonight.
We do got golf tonight. We're going to be at the beautiful Portage golf course.
Yeah.
And probably getting beat by our two opponents, but the real competition is right here.
Yeah. And who won that last week?
That was me.
Right.
You were saying that like you thought you won, but it was me. I am the reigning champion.
Yeah.
1 in a row. And by the next time we talk, it'll be 2 in a row.
Yeah. So I will be paying for the cart tonight for the last time this year.
Yeah, right.
So
you're a funny guy.
Let's we have that on record. That's recording, right? We have that on record.
That's recording, and that will be the first thing we talk about next time, because I know that you've been golfing. You've golfed at Southport, you've golfed in Gladstone, and you are really, really, really putting in the work to try to get just that little bit better. I haven't golfed since I beat you, so I'm coming in here not having overtrained, ice cold, but not overtrained. And I will put a bigger spread between those two scores tonight. Mark my words.
Well, let's wait and see. All
right. We will sign off then today.
Okay.
Because my phone is blowing up with all kinds of things. And and it is appointments, because the way things happen and how it work in real estate is you have nothing happening at all or everything at once.
Yeah. Feast or famine.
Seems to be everything at once.
Yeah. Good. Well, those are good days.
Those are good days.
Yes.
So we'll see everyone next week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like on the video and hit subscribe on the channel.
Sounds good. We'll see you all next week.